नमस्कार. आयच्या डिबेटात तुमकां येवकार आणि विषय असा टुरिजमाचो. तुम्ही म्हणटा टुरिजमाच्या परत परत चर्चा किती करतात. चर्चा करपा सारखी गजाल इतल्याच खातीर कारण आज आमची गोयची अर्थव्यवस्था एंटायर इकॉनॉमी टुरिजमाचेर चलता. कांय जाण म्हणटात आज ह्या अर्थव्यवस्थेचेरूच हल्लो जालो म्हणून. इतली इन्फ्लुएन्सर सांगतात की गोंया भितर इतली सगळी गजाली चुकीच्यो चल्ल्यात आनी गोंया कित्याक वचचें न्ही आनी दुसरे कडेन कित्याक वचचें. दुसरे वटेच्यान गोंयचे भितरल्यान आमी सांगपाचो प्रयत्न करतात की इतली सगळे ट्युरिस्ट येतात, थंय एक दोन इन्सिडंट अशी घडटात, ताजो येदो व्हडलो बावू करचो न्ही. त्याच बरोबर ट्युरिस्ट हांगा येवन कशे वागतात हाजेय प्रश्न आसात. हें नक्कीच चल्लं कितें? गोंयचें टुरिजम इतली फोकसाक कित्याक आयलां आनी ताजेर जातात त्या हल्ल्या फाटल्यान अर्थकारण कितलें आसा आनी राजकारण कितलें आसा ह्या गजालीचेर आमी आज उलयतले. 3 मानेस्त आसा म्हणजे स्टुडिओ भितर. पयले आसात ट्रॅव्हल अँड टुरिझम असोसिएशन ऑफ गोवाचे अध्यक्ष जगबाब सुकीजा. जगबाब वेलकम. दुसरे आसात म्हणजे काँग्रेसीचे फुडारी आणि तांचे म्हणयारे तुलियोबाब डिसोजा. आणि तिसरे आसात म्हणजे भारतीय जनता पक्षाचे फुडारी आणि तांचे म्हणयारे ॲडव्होकेट यतीश नाईक. जगबाब, सुरवात तुमचे कडच्यान करता. एज एन इंडस्ट्री, what do you think is happening and are you surprised, shocked by the way things have suddenly taken a different kind of a form over a period of last couple of months?
So there are actually two aspects if you just look at this factually. If you take the data on board, the moment this news started hitting, we started monitoring it closely as an association. And out of an internal survey we have done, at least 80% of hotels over the last 2 months have done an occupancy over 80 to 90%. So the numbers are good, but there are other issues that these influencers have pointed out, which are not new issues. They've been there for donkey's years. Whether you take, the beaches are kept relatively clean, but if you see, there is waste along the roads. If you see, we have not solved the transport problem. There is over tourism happening in pockets. Christmas, New Year, we have this, they're economically less well-off tourists who will come, who don't really contribute much, but there's too much load. They will come, they will take their buses, they will park in a parking lot or in a car, and there's a service economy which comes in. The industry really does not gain much, or the state does not gain much. So the influencers which have pointed out these issues are valid issues. They have been there for a number of years. But I think they've gone overboard. That is because Goa is the most popular tourism brand in India, and as we know, some negativity really spreads. So they have used it to put their likings up and things like that. So I would say, yes, there are concerns, and there are concerns we have to address, but it's not as dire as it seems. So if you talk in medical terms, I would say Goa is a middle-aged destination where there are certain lifestyle diseases which creep in, which we have to look out for. But overall, the situation has been decent to good. It's not been extraordinary good, but it's been good.
We'll go to the detailed aspect of all those points in a while. But Tuliobab, what do you think is happening? Why suddenly Goa is the focus of entire India? And why these influencers are saying there are so many issues here, Hangawat Nakat, you have other options. What do you think is happening?
See, what options are available to the people, it's very well known. You have just touched upon it. And my friend Jack has just enumerated what is the prognosis and diagnosis of what is the status of the current tourism situation. From bad to not so good and all other things. But I would not go to the symptomatic part of what is being analyzed. Let us go a little deeper. Being an architect, I always go first to the basic. There is a tourism policy in the state, or there is no, I don't know. That the BJP should clarify. Second, there is a tourism master plan. All these have been done with much funfair, lots of money and crores of rupees spent. But those documents, are there on board or are they not on board? Is government following a roadmap as detailed out in a policy or in the tourism master plan? We do not know. If it is following, that means we need to do a rethink. If it is not following, the government should ask and question or introspect and ask and check why it is not following and why were those documents created for a roadmap and maybe the future of tourism in Goa. Second, having said that, what is the status of tourism, whether we wanted the good high-end tourists to come and contribute to the state economy, and thereby the tourism stakeholders grabbing a pie of that and the government getting the much needed revenues, because we know that tourism is the mainstay. आमचो पळय अर्थसंकल्प आसा तो टुरिजमाचेरूच आधारीत आसा आतां, कित्याक मायनींग तरी बंद केलें आनी बंदूच जालें तें. आतां हें टुरिजम पळय आसा तें आमी कशे भाशेन सांबाळून दवरपाक जाय, आनी जे आतां पळय आमकां फायदो जाला, वी से दॅट 11 to 19 or 11 to 18 has been the golden period of tourism. पूण ते चिंतूंक जाय की that was due to the correct policies adopted by the Congress government before that, because once you adopt a policy, the fruits of that are reaped much later. So we need to analyze first and know, instead of brushing away and wishing away some well-meaning. I don't say, there may be, when you get criticism, you get all sorts of criticism, but government is in a position to check which is a well-meaning criticism and what to do about it.
ओके, यतीश बाब, डू यू थिंक दिस हे जे सगळं कॅम्पेनच चालू आसा सध्या, वेदर दॅट इज अन ऑर्गनायज्ड कॅम्पेन ऑर नॉट, वील गो इन टू द डिटेल्स ऑफ दॅट, बट डू यू थिंक दिस इज अ वेल मिनिंग कॅम्पेन or you find something malicious in this?
But कशें आसा न्ही, tourism is not new to the state. Tourism is a very old industry in the state, and it is a major revenue generator also for individual businessmen, individual stakeholders, as well as for the state in terms of revenue generation. Now अशें आसतना जॅक बाब उलयला ते प्रमाणे, and which is the correct fact, which the Travel and Tourism Association has also put in public domain. That, and the government data also is that 90% plus hotels and homestays, whatever accommodation facilities for tourists, all of them were full packed, and the statistics reveal that. So tourism department is doing their best, tourism ministry is doing their best. See, here and there criticism म्हणटा तें आसतलेंच. Whenever anybody does work, there will be criticism only. क्रिटिसिजम फक्त फॅक्ट्स आणि फिगर्स लक्षांत धरून करपाचें, इतलेंच हांव म्हणटा तुका. आतां तूं जर पळयत जाल्यार इवन जॅक उलयला ताजेर, वीच इज अ फॅक्ट की यू फायंड नाव द बीचीज आर क्लिनर. यू सी अ होल थ्रस्ट ऑफ द गव्हर्मेंट वेर बियॉन्ड द बीचीज दॅट ऑल्सो एस्पेक्ट ऑफ टुरिजम इज बींग टॅप्ड इन टू. तूं जर मुद्दम पळयत जाल्यार देर इज अ कंप्लीट पार्टनरशीप module that tourism department is doing, even with events like Ironman, even with the Institute of Ayurveda, so many Airbnb. Barik paylar, there are different aspects of tourism that are being tapped into by the tourism ministry and the government. If you see, more importantly, cultural tourism ang खूप भर दिल्लो आसा, adventure tourism ang खूप भर दिल्लो आसा. मागीर तूं जर वायट गोष्टी घडच्यो न्हय ह्या दृश्टींतल्यान पळयत जाल्यार बीच विजील एपा सारके इनिशिएटीव सुद्दां लॉन्च केल्ले आसा. तूं जर पळयत ताच्या फुडें जाल्यार स्पिरिच्युअल टुरिजम आनी इवन आमचे जे हेरिटेज, आमचे जे दायज आहा तें सुद्दां टुरिजमाच्या पर्स्पेक्टिवांतल्यान कशें जगा कडेन पावचें ताजेर बरें धोरण आखिल्लें आसा. आमचे जे ट्रेडिशनल फेस्टिवल्स आसा तातूंत भितर चिखलकालो आयलो, तातूंत भितर बोनेरां आयलीं, हांकां सुद्दां टुरिजम डिपार्टमेंटांतल्यान, टुरिजम मिनिस्ट्रींतल्यान कशी पेट्रनेज मेळून गोंयचें नांव कशें मुखार वचचें ताजेर सुद्दां खूब चिंतप जाल्लें आसा. ताजेर सुद्दां बारीक पळयल्यार आतां टुरिस्ट थंय येता पळोवपाक हे इव्हेंट्स. मागीर तूं जर पळयत जाल्यार ऑल दीज थिंग्स हॅव एन्श्युअर्ड सांगता म्हणून हांवें तुका सांगलें की जेन्ना काम जाता, सरकार काम करता, तेन्ना कोण तरी विरोधक टिका करतलो. हांव तें म्हणिना, म्हणून हांवें तुका सांगलें फॅक्ट्स आनी फिगर्स लक्षांत करून टिका करूंक जाय. आनी पॉझिटिव्ह क्रिटिसिजम सदां करचो, हांव ना म्हणिना, पॉझिटिव्ह क्रिटिसिजम. पूण जॅक बाबूय उलयले ते भशेन की देर आर सर्टन, कितें म्हणटा ते इन्फ्लुएन्सर स्वताक म्हणटा, हू आर ट्रायंग टू क्रिएट अ बॅड इमेज ऑफ गोवा. तांकां थोडे ऑपोजिशनांतले लोक तातूंत भितर हें करता, रीव ओडटा तांची बारीक पळयल्यार. So fact of the matter is, Government of Goa, Tourism Department, Tourism Ministry is very focused in ensuring that the state prospers in tourism.
Okay. Jack Bab, our thought process is that, do you think this is an organized campaign from the industry point of view? The level at which this is happening, the number of influencers that are doing it, and the tone and tenor of their reels and their videos, from the industry standpoint, do you think this is an organized campaign against Goa tourism, or you are saying these are just genuine voices?
No, so before coming to that question, I just like to address what has been discussed. See,
Hmm.
when we are talking of the government, I feel the tourism department as such has a very limited role. He's like an information and publicity department who is made to face the brunt, right? You basically, they do regulations, they do beach cleaning, and they organize festivals and promotions. Now we
Hmm.
can question what they do on. The issue when it comes to solving this is there has to be someone at nodal. Now there are a lot of positive things that Yatish has all pointed out. There are also negative. There are issues which are not being tackled for donkey's years. There are
Hmm.
issues which are not being tackled like waste along roads, quality of roads, or
Hmm.
handling this. Even they did a better job in Kalangut this time. There were 1,500 cops. Big buses were not allowed. Sunburn had shifted out, so the load was less. But these issues have been there for donkey's years from touts, and there is no interdepartmental coordination to this thing.
Hmm.
It is important right now for tourism that we get this interdepartmental coordination and sort it out. Now, coming to the influences, my thing is that it is not an organized campaign, but I think we have to understand that Goa is India's top tourism brand. When there's a chance to attack it, you get a lot of views on that. And there have been issues in Goa which get highlighted. Let's face it, you have an incident which happens on Kalangut beach or some shack brawl. I mean, I'm not saying this should happen. It's very sad it happens. It never happened. It didn't happen that much in Goa, but it happens. But you go to New Orleans today, which is the greatest tourism city in the US or the second greatest, you have a jeep blows up 14 people, you're back up for business in 3 days.
Hmm.
So there are issues which come up. So I'm not saying it's targeted. I'm not saying it is what you call orchestrated, but someone is seeing that he can get better mileage out of attacking Goa on certain issues, and they're going out and doing it. And some of the issues, the qualitative issues they're bringing out is genuine. But the
Genuine.
fact that you are dead or Goa tourism is dead, everyone's struggling, it's cancer,
Yeah.
that I think is like totally over the top. So we have to take that with a pinch of
Before I go to Tulya, there only one issue. फाटली 2 महिने आम्ही हे कॅम्पेन पळयतात. आता ताजो इम्पॅक्ट जो आसा तो इमिजिएटली आमकां ह्या 2 म्हयन्याक फील जालो ना. ऑक्युपन्सी वॉज अराउंड 80 प्लस. न्यू इयरा टायमार क्रावड आशिल्लो. Do you think this can affect our prospects in the coming days, in the coming months? Because घडये initially ताजो आमकां impact दिसलो ना, but maybe in the next season or maybe couple of months down the line, Jack Bob, do you think we can face brunt of it?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, if we do not take corrective steps on certain things which have been pointed out,
Hmm.
and then showcase it, we have to go and tell. Still now there are a lot of positive stories which can come out. It's no point attacking the influencers and saying you're stupid or what you're saying. Whatever they pointed out is genuinely correct and say it is done. And at the same time, we can point out how successfully an exposition was conducted or what are our cultural assets. There are a lot of positive things in Goa you can still talk about. It's important that that message goes out. And the other thing is also you have to see that you are living in a relative world. Southeast Asia after COVID is coming and it wants Indian tourists. Earlier they were maybe not going after them in such an aggressive manner. Today Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam is focused on Indian tourists because they realize they have a capacity to plan. They're making it as easy to take a domestic flight out.
Yeah.
So we have to up our game in certain things in this, and for that we need focused attention on the industry. You cannot just pass the buck from here, there, this thing. And there are corrective measures also the industry which have to take, which definitely you will do it, because otherwise if you don't survive as an industry, there's no money
Yes,
with you at the end
absolutely,
of the day.
absolutely. तुलिया बाब तुमको कितें दिसता ऑर्गनायज कॅम्पेन आणि ते ऑर्गनायज कॅम्पेन इतली इंटेलिजंटली केला. कांय जाण आसात जे म्हणटात की बीचीस एम्प्टी आसात, बीचाचेर कोणूच ना, फक्त कुत्री भोंवतात. There are some who have tapped into the genuine issues and amplified them. How do you look at this? Is this an organized campaign? जसे जॅक बाबान सांगले, there are other countries who are having a stake now in Indian tourism. तांचो जो क्लायंटेल आसा तो क्लायंटेल असो जो गोंयाक प्रिफर करता. साउथ ईस्ट एशियन कंट्रीनी वचपी क्लायंटेल इज नॉट somebody who will be interested in spiritual tourism. But गोंया येवपी क्लायंटेल is the best clientele for them to attract. तुमकां हातूंत भितर ऑर्गनायज कितें दिसता आनी जेन्युइन इश्यूज कशे एड्रेस करचे?
पयले सुवातेर म्हाका दिसता की अशें ऑर्गनायज्ड मॅनर कितें दीस सो कॉल्ड इन्फ्लुएन्सर्स whom the government is recognizing as influencers, I think there is no organized campaign to defame Goa. So there are some genuine people who you can see on all social media, you can see on Facebook. There are some genuine people who are stakeholders in the tourism are talking about it. I saw a video of my friend Agnel in Kandoli, who is a stakeholder in tourism. He has said what is the state of tourism, that people flocking the roads and walking on the and flocking the beaches is not the tourism that we are expecting in terms of getting our hotels the occupancy that is desired. And mind you, November, December to February is considered the peak of the pyramid, where they have surplus in terms of the occupancy. Here itself, if we are going on 70-80%, as I take my friend Jack's figures, then we have a serious rethinking to do, because we are running a 12-month tourism. We are not running a tourism only for the 3-4 months. Secondly, if this type of decadence in the tourism footfalls have started this year, obviously, if you don't stem the rot, you are going to that is going to slide. Even if this program is considered to be one of those organized campaigns to defame tourism, then so be it. I don't have anything more to say. But we as genuine, I am not directly a stakeholder in the tourism, but concerned about the Goan economy, which has got tourism as its mainstay, we have definitely reasons to be very cautious and concerned about this, because आता कितें जाला, government is not taking any steps. All the roads, the infrastructure is totally in shambles. तुम्ही पळय आता पणजे परत फोडून सगळे रस्ते काबार. Nobody has got control. Municipality विचारल्यार ते आमचे काम नाही म्हणतात, ते आनी कोणूच करता. आता ते स्मार्ट सिटी, नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस टॉपिक, is going on from 2016-17. तेजो केन्ना फक्त डेडलाईन म्हणून आयकूंक येता, पण ॲक्च्युअली एव्हरी डे इट्स अ हेडलाईन. दुसरे ना I'll just complete. Second, all the other facilities that are available are totally in a mess. Totally in a mess. आता government is, okay, some travel marts म्हणून करता. The amount being spent on this travel mart participation is keeping on increasing every year. Have we done a status check की बाबा तेका हे ट्रॅव्हल मार्टाक लागून आमकां कितले टुरिस्ट वाडून आयले, काय कितले टुरिझम सकला गेले ना? Or are these just holidays that are being enjoyed?
तुम्ही म्हणतात ऑडिट जावप गरजेचे.
ऑडिट जावप गरजेचेच, कित्याक गव्हर्नमेंट मनी नाल्यार तेच पयशे मोडून लोकांक हांगा हाडा, ते तरी मोडटले पयशे.
ओके, यतीश बाब, जेन्युइन इश्यूज आहात, कारण एक इन्फ्लुएन्सराचे कॅम्पेन जाचेर सगळे जाण उलयतात. पयर कॅबिनेटा भितरूय चर्चा जाली हाजेर. टूल किट हो शब्द आमकां आयकुपा येवपा लागलो परत आता की देर इज अ स्पेसिफीक टूल किट दॅट इज बीन एम्प्लॉयड टू डिफेम गोवा म्हणून. त्याच बरोबर ते इन्फ्लुएन्सरांनी जितली बरी तकली वापरल्या ताणें जेन्युइन इश्यूज घेतल्यात. कोणी टॅक्सीचो इश्यू घेतला, कोणी क्लिनलीनेसाचो इश्यू घेतला, कोणी टाउट्सांचो इश्यू घेतला. डोंट यू थिंक whether it is an organized campaign or not an organized campaign, there are serious issues being raised, and if those issues are not addressed in next 2-3 months, आमकां हाजो मोठो फटको फुडल्या सिजनाक बसपाक शकता.
पळय, ओपनिंग करपाक हांव अशें म्हणन की टुरिझम डिपार्टमेंट इज टेकिंग ऑल द मेजर्स रिक्वायर्ड टू एन्श्युअर अ गुड टुरिझम सीजन एंड टू एन्श्युअर अ गुड टुरिझम एनवायरमेंट इन द स्टेट. Now, having said that, specifics around उलयत from what discussion we have heard, पण बिटर कॅम्पेन हांव कित्याक म्हणटा, ही जी थोडी इन्फ्लुएन्सरांची कॅम्पेन चल्ल्या पळय, तुवें हो शब्द वापरलो की इन्फ्लुएन्सरांनी जे थोडे रील केले, थोड्या इन्फ्लुएन्सरांनी तांणी कितें दाखयलें की बिचीज एम्प्टी आसा, गोंयान कोण येना, गोंयान परिस्थिती अशी आसा. ऑन द फेस ऑफ इट ह्यो चुकीच्यो गोश्टी न्हय. ऑन द फेस ऑफ इट म्हणजे कितें, यू वॉन्ट टू पुट रॉंग फॅक्ट्स in your reel or your video. You want to create sensationalization, and you want that reel, you want to ride that reel to travel to maximum people and spoil the name of Goa. In simple words, कित्याक तुमी रॉंग फॅक्ट्स घालून रील करप म्हणजे मोटिवेटेड कॅम्पेन जालीच न्हय. आता दुसरी गोष्ट, हांव उलयता, हांवें तुका डिस्टर्ब करूं. दुसरी गोष्ट व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट म्हणजे ही गोष्ट तुवें ही हें केली की मायलेज घेवपाक, स्वता खातीर मायलेज घेवपाक रिलां करप आनी गोंयचें नांव पिड्ड्यार करप. पळय गोंय हें पोन्नें टुरिजम डेस्टिनेशन खूब पयलींच्यान हें फामाद आहा. आज म्हणसर गोंयांत लोक कित्याक येता? आमचे बिचीस पळोवपाक येता, आमचे चर्चीस पळोवंक येता, देवळां पळोवंक येता, आमचे खूब इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर आतां अपग्रेडेशन जाल्लें आसा, बरे बरे आमचे कडेन सिनीक स्पॉट्स आहा, ब्युटी आर्किटेक्चरल मार्वेल्स आसा, अशें सगळें पळोवंक येता. सो अशा तरेन नांव गोंयचें घाण करप म्हणजे दे वॉन्ट टू सेल देमसेल्स एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ गोवा. हे सामकें कळून चुकता न्ही.
इज इट एन इंडिव्हिज्युअल एंडेवर ऑर इट्स अ व्हेरी ऑर्गनायज्ड एंडेवर?
आतां थोड्यो जे रील्स आमी पळयल्या त्यो ह्यो फॉल्स फॅक्ट्सांचेर हे खपोवंक सोदता हें आमी पळयल्लें आसा न्ही. हातून हांव तुका तातून आनी कोणाक दुबाव आसतशी म्हाका दिसना की ह्यो रील्स बेसिकली ह्यो गोंयचें नांव पिड्ड्यार करपा खातीर रील्स हें क्लियर आसा.
ऑर्गनायज म्हणटा तुमी.
पळय तूं जर पळयत जाल्यार तूं जर फॉल्स फॅक्ट्स घालीत की गोंयांत बिचीस कोण ना, गोंयांत अशी परिस्थिती आहा की गोंयांत रस्त्यांचेर कोण ना, फॉल्स अनलेस इट इज मोटिवेटेड जाल्यार हे रील्स अशे कसले तरी.
ओके ओके.
आतां एकूच तुवें तांकां हें दिलें म्हणून सांगता तुका. एकूच सांगपाचें म्हणल्यार वेस्टेड इंट्रस्ट हे रील्स करपाक सोदता हातूंत भितर त्या गोश्टीं खातीर दुबाव दिसना. कित्याक रॉंग फॅक्ट्स घालून गोंयचें नांव पिड्ड्यार करप आनी गोंयांक ट्राय करप हानी करपाक हें क्लियर दिसता न्ही. सो
Okay.
तातूंत भितर वेस्टेड इंट्रस्ट आसा अशें दुबाव येता.
बरें.
आणि वेस्टेड इंट्रस्ट म्हणजे कोण? बाकीची जी डेस्टिनेशन आसत, बाकीचे जे बाकीच्यो कंट्रीज बाकीच्यो डेस्टिनेशन कोण तातूंत इंटरेस्टेड आसा कितें, पूण बाय एंड लार्ज इट इज क्लियर दॅट दीज रील्स कन्वे फॉल्स फॅक्ट्स.
ओके. तुलिया बाब, यू वॉन्टेड टू मेक अ पॉइंट.
No, main thing, I come back to my earlier thing. Whether आमकां आमच्या टुरिजमाचे एक रोड मॅप आसा काय ना, that nobody is talking about. As the spokesman of the party in power, he should have said that we have. It appears they don't have a tourism master plan, neither a road map nor a tourism policy. And this is what just we are sailing आणि कितें जाता तें जाता अशें दिसता पळोवन.
ओके.
आणि दुसरें
हांव तुका एक
वॉट
add
वी
करता.
आर अशें दिसता पळोवन की आतां वी आर ओन्ली कितें पळय चल्लां ताका कितें अशें मातशें हाल्लां, फुडें गेलां, फाटीं गेलां, ताचेर आमचें चड फोकस. Instead of introspecting and saying ki baba we have failed somewhere in providing a proper destination, in why suddenly Vietnam is famous and suddenly Colombo is Sri Lanka is getting famous आणि Dubai people are rushing. कितें आसा थंय? But we have failed to focus. कित्याक आमचे टुरिजम ट्रॅव्हल मार्ट्स आणि जंकेट्स पळय वता, they are failing in their duty. Secondly, we are holding events here. कसले इव्हेंट्स? आतां ओनू खूब टुरिस्ट आयले, आमचे गोंयचे साहेबाचे एक्सपोजिशन एक जालें, पण देर यू हॅव टू इनोवेट अँड क्रिएट युअर ओन facilities here to promote this as a destination, because if you hold one festival in the plateau in Old Goa, कसले तरी जाले, थंय कोण वचूंक ना, सांजवांक काय कितें, आनी दुसरें पर्वरी व्हडलो कितें कसलो तरी फेस्टिवल, थंय टुरिस्ट येता काय कसले ते आर दीज मेन. नो, आय एम सेईंग वॉट, इन्स्टेड ऑफ इंट्रोस्पेक्टिंग द आयडिया इज टू डिबंक दिस अँड से तू चुकीचं आहे.
Okay.
तुम्ही you all are in power, you all have to decide whether we are in correct nalar, the entire we are on a downward slope.
ओके ओके.
ताणें थोड्यो गोश्टी सांगल्यो की आसा काय ना आपल्याक खबर ना, पूण तो बरी क्रिटिसायज करता, कळ्ळें न्ही. सो हांव ताका सांगूंक सोदतां की गोंयांत जर तूं पळयत जाल्यार गोवा बीच शॅक पॉलिसी जी आसा 23 ते 26 ही सगळ्याक चालीक लायिल्ली आसा. खबर ना काय आसा म्हाका खबर ना. दुसरी जर पळयत होम स्टे बेड ब्रेकफास्ट पॉलिसी चालीक लायिल्ली आसा. खबर आसा काय ना म्हाका खबर ना. मागीर तूं गोवा इरेक्शन ऑफ शॅक्स ऑन पब्लीक बीचीस बिल 2024 टू रेग्युलेट द बेटर कंडक्ट ऑफ बीचीस आनी बीच एनवायरनमेंट हें एनविलाचेर आसा, हें चालीक आसा. सो बेजिकली वॉट आय एम ट्रायंग टू से, इट इज व्हेरी सिंपल की जर तूं फॅक्ट्स अंडरस्टँड करनासतना क्रिटिसायज करूंक वतलो, नोबडी कॅन हेल्प यू. कळ्ळें न्ही. सो हांव तुका एकूच सांगूंक सोदतां की टुरिजमाचें विजन आशिल्ल्यान बरें इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर तयार करप, बरे टुरिझम एन्व्हायरमेंट तयार करप हे सगळ्याचे सरकार कटिबद्ध आसा.
ओके.
पूण
ओके.
थोडे ऑपोजिशनान आसा पळय, दे वॉन्ट टू प्ले गॅलरी टू म्हाका दिसता दोज मोटिवेटेड इन्फ्लुएन्सर्स. हांव तुका म्हणना तू ओडून तुजेर घेताले म्हाका खबर ना, म्हाका उलोवनी. लेट अस बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल. लेट अस बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल. तू मदींच म्हजें उलोव नाका. हांव तुका डिस्टर्ब करूना. हांवें तुका डिस्टर्ब करूना. तुका खूब एक्साइटमेंट जर आसा जाल्यार मातशें तुज्या टायमार उलय. म्हाका उलोवनी. लेट मी टॉक. I have not completed. I have not completed.
Okay.
I have a right to complete.
Yatish, complete your point.
I have a right to
Okay,
complete.
okay, complete your point.
Let us keep basic etiquette
Okay,
on a debate
Yatish, complete
or
your point.
understand
Yes.
the rules of a
Yatish,
debate.
complete your point. Yeah.
Therefore, I am trying to say that some in the opposition appear that
Yeah.
they want to play ball with those motivated influencers.
Okay, okay.
आता तो जर ते स्वतःचेर ओढून घेता, हांव
बरे
काय
बरे
करूंक
बरे
शकना.
बरे जॅक बाब, म्हाका सादीक प्रश्न आहा म्हजे कडेन. आज ही परिस्थिती आसा जेन्ना ही डेस्टिनेशन्स आसात, वेदर दिस इज अ कोऑर्डिनेटेड कॅम्पेन ऑर दिस इज नॉट इज अनदर इशू. आर वी इन अ स्टेट ऑफ हेल्थ टू कॉम्पीट विथ दीस डेस्टिनेशन ऑर वी आर फॉलिंग बिहाइंड? कारण तुलियो बाबान एक बरो मुद्दो काडलो. अकस्मात लोक थायलंडाचे कित्याक उलयतात, अकस्मात लोक श्रीलंकेचे कित्याक उलयतात. आर वी इन अ स्टेट टू कॉम्पीट विथ दीस डेस्टिनेशन्स ऑर आमी पयलींच आमचे कितें तरी पांय चुकला आनी वेल्यान जर अशी इन्फ्लुएन्सर सांगपा लागले वी वील फॉल वे बिहाइंड?
ते अकस्मात ते लोक ते थायलंडाचे उलयना श्रीलंकन. ते Thailand has always been a popular destination in Indian. But what has happened after COVID is the picture has changed. For 3 years after COVID, for domestic tourists, Goa was the go-to destination. There are many domestic tourists who have done Goa 5 times,
Yeah.
6 times. They come regularly, right? I have had friends also come and tell me, "Arey, we have come here 6, 7 times. Why should we? You know, for a longer haul, we'll be looking at going out."
Yeah.
What has also happened after COVID is our foreign market, and it's not only Goa, entire India is today, I think, 50 to 60% of what it was pre-COVID. That market has not recovered. And we don't have, at the moment, I don't think there's a strategy to get it back. Not only Goa, again, I'm talking about entire India. So that is also affecting him in some ways. So our major advantage in Goa is, whether we like it or not, we are easy to do. It is something that Vikram Doctor also has pointed out in his article. You go to Bombay, 1 hour flight, you're in Goa. In Delhi, 2.5 hours. 6 metros, which cover 150 million people, can access Goa easily through rail, road, bus, whatever. So Goa will always be on the radar, as well as we keep few basics right. What are basics for tourism? Safety, security, cleanliness, and a decent place to stay. Then the rest can all evolve, and with the brand there, it can come.
पण
So we have to address it.
जेन्ना शेक्सांचेर आता टुरिस्टाचो मर्डर जाता किंवा ब्रॉल बिकम्स अ नॅशनल हेडलाइन, डोंट यू थिंक इन एडिशन टू दिस इन्फ्लुएन्सर्स, when such kind of news come out of a year-end celebrations, it is going to hit us badly?
Whenever the such incidents happen, and they happen all over the world, the message to be sent out is they are taking strict action.
They are dealing with them very strictly.
Very strictly. Like I said, when I pointed out earlier, in New Orleans, you have had someone who's gone and blown up an entire street. This thing. Outside Trump's hotel somewhere in New York, someone has gone and blasted the most powerful man in the world. So these sort of incidents happen. I mean, people...
I don't agree with this, Jack Bob.
No, but let me finish. So what I'm saying is that we have to get the message out. We have to train our people properly. And when negative things happen, they happen all over the world. We have to correct it and move it.
We have to give a clear message that we are concerned about them and we are dealing with them properly and strictly.
Yeah.
Because such things happen, can we take solace that these are passé? If terrorist incidents happen all over the world in much bigger scale, can we say that the Mumbai terror attack or Delhi terror attack are okay? No way. Every incident has to be measured and to be taken as seriously as that, if we are serious on the law and order situation. And we cannot bring other things to take solace on that. I totally disagree with Jack being a stakeholder in the tourism, but tomorrow if some incident happens,
I think it's totally misconstrued the way I'm saying it. What I have said very clearly.
Bringing these examples
What
of
I'm saying-
other happenings of New Orleans
No,
and
no.
somewhere else to this situation where every incident has to be taken in the seriousness
Okay.
that it deserves.
Very clearly, my first
yeah,
point
yeah,
was
yeah,
that the
is-
incident should
yeah,
be taken
yeah.
seriously.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying
and,
no.
And that has
Yeah,
got a telling
right. So
effect to show that the law and order situation
Okay,
in the
we'll go,
state
I'll
is
go to Yatish on law and
definitely-
order situation. Yeah, Jack, Bob, you wanted to complete your point.
My only point is that what I'm saying is I'm very clear this has to be taken seriously. This has to be, but one incident cannot tarnish a state.
We cannot generalize and say that
Yeah.
everything is bad.
Yeah.
Yatish Bab, there are serious law and order concerns. I mean, Jack Bab made a very interesting point. Is this that tourism becomes the face of a tourism department, but there are so many departments that are involved in this. It's a huge interdepartmental coordination problem.
I'd just like to add one more.
Yeah.
That when you say that, when Tulio talked about the master plan and all, the issue with the master plan is to implement the master plan, you need 7-8 departments working together.
Working together. I think that's a very important. And Yatish Bab, तुमको इतले विचारता, law and order becomes one of the primary aspects. जॅक बाबान सांगले की सेफ्टी अँड सिक्युरिटी क्लिनलीनेस आता भितर सेफ्टी अँड सिक्युरिटी सगळ्यात पयली येता जो एक टुरिस्ट खंयच्या डेस्टिनेशनाचेर येता तेन्ना गोंया भितर जेन्ना शॅक्सांचेर अशी इन्सिडंट जातात रस्त्यांचेर अशी इन्सिडंट जातात डोंट यू थिंक इट इज हाय टायम दॅट द स्क्रूज नीड टू बी टायटन
पळय देर इज नो डावट अबाउट इट जेन्ना असो एक इन्सिडेंट जालो खंय शेकाचेर एक ब्रॉल जालो नाल्यार खंय एक क्रायम जाली ताचेर सरकार पुलीस यंत्रणा फर्म आसा त्या मनशाक अरेस्ट केल्ले आसा तांचेर कायदेशीर कारवाई केल्ली आसा तें सगळें जाल्लें आसा देर इज नो डावट अबाउट इट हे सगळें फॅक्ट्स रिकॉर्डाचेर आसा न्ही अशे घडणुको एक दोन खंय जाल्या थंय सगळ्यांक तांचेर कारवाय कायद्या प्रमाणे केल्ली आसा So you cannot say that the government has not done something or something. Government is completely committed. Now, दुसरी गोष्ट सांगपाचें म्हणल्यार गोवा गव्हर्मेंटाचे फर्मनेस व्हेरी क्लियरली दिसून येता टुरिझम डिपार्टमेंटाच्या इनिशिएटिव्हजांतल्यान आनी टुरिझम डिपार्टमेंटाच्या फिगर्सांतल्यान जे रिलीज केल्या आनी जे ट्रॅव्हल टुरिझमाचे फिगर्स आसा तांच्या हातूंतल्यान म्हणजे हांव तुका फक्त सांगूंक सोदतां की तूं फॉरेन टुरिस्ट अरायवल बाय चार्टर्ड फ्लायट्स जर पळयत जाल्यार जे फिगर्स आतां म्हणसर येता ऑक्टोबर म्हणसर पब्लीक डोमेनान आसा आतांचे फिगर्स गणना जाता चालू आसा तूं जर पळयत जाल्यार दे आर बेटर देन द प्रिवियस इयर्स तूं जर पळयत जाल्यार फॉरेन टुरिस्ट अरायवल बाय डिफरंट इंटरनॅशनल फ्लायट्स बाय इंटरनॅशनल फ्लायट नॉट चार्टर थंयय स्टॅटिस्टिक्स वाडिल्ले आसा हे दिश्टी पडटा मागीर फॉरेन टुरिस्ट अरायवल बाय क्रूज शीप हांगाय जे फिगर्स येता ते बरे आसा मागीर टोटल नंबर ऑफ हॉटेल्स पेईंग गेस्ट हाऊसीस रूम्स बेड्स हे फिगर्स बरे आसा म्हणून हांव तुका सांगता की जर कोण इन्फ्लुएन्सर्स येवन अशी रिलां करता की गोंयांत कोणूच वचना गोंयांत खंयचेच टुरिस्ट वचना
देन इट लुक्स मोटिवेटेड म्हणटा
देट इज लुक्स न्हय इट इज
मोटिवेटेड ओके या तुलियो बाब फायनल
No, final is that the tourism, the international, I didn't want to crunch any numbers, but the numbers of foreign tourist arrival as of 2011-12, which was around 9,40,000, in 2024, it has come down to 4,04,000. These are the figures available. Point number one. Secondly, look at the government establishments that are offering tourism facilities, with the exception of Miramar, Kalangut, and Panji residency. There are all the remaining 7 are all in loss. These are figures in the public domain. So, what is happening? Why are they in loss? They could be in loss either because tourists are not visiting those because they are in bad shape and government is not doing anything to bring them in level. 7 establishments from the GTDC are in loss.
Yeah.
Now, dusre, about law and order. While you do some token arrests, put somebody inside, what is the result in conveying to this message to the tourism infrastructure and to the people who are coming to the state that we are indeed a safe tourism destination? Nothing has happened.
ओके जॅक बाब म्हाका फायनल सांगात हें जालां वॉज अ रायट मेसेजींग आसा हे इज दॅट हॅपनिंग द रायट मेसेजींग इफ वी आर एक्टिंग ऑन ग्राउंड इट हॅज टू बी कन्वेड ऑल्सो प्रॉपरली इज दॅट हॅपनिंग ऑर वी आर लॅकिंग देअर फायनल
So, see, for right messaging also to go out, a lot of things have to come out, and there are improvements.
There
which
has to be corrective steps.
Yeah, but I think on the other aspects which are positive, the messages are going out right now. The negative trend has taken off. 2 years, everything. It's a cycle, so it's going through this thing. It's going through the cycle of negativity. Eventually, when we are in a position to respond properly, we should respond strongly, and we should be prepared for it. That's what I say. That's what is the feeling.
फायनल इतलीच गजाल. डू यू थिंक यू आर गेटिंग द मेसेज आउट प्रॉपरली? फायनल.
But Goa is a safe destination. It is a preferred destination, and it has grown as a destination over the years. And government and tourism department is committed to ensure that Goa remains the best tourism center of the world. आता having said that, हांव एकूच सांगन की हे जे थोडे इन्फ्लुएन्सर आसा मोटिवेटेड, तांचे आयकून आमचे थोडे ऑपोजिशनातले लोकांक तांचे बरोबर बॉल खेळची न्हय. हांव आनी एक सांगन की हांगा सुद्दां ह्या डिबेटीचेर पॉझिटिव्ह क्रिटिसिझम म्हाका कांय दिसूना. क्रिटिसिझम कसलो दिसलो?
तू सगळे क्रिटिसिझम तुलियो बाबाचे नेगेटिव्ह दिसले.
म्हाका नेगेटिव्ह न्हय. पळय तू आतां मुद्दम जर पळय जाल्यार हांसूंक कित्याक येता जाणा? हांव आतां पळयतालो तुजी डिबेटीची टॉपिक कितें, तर आतां तितल्या टायमान स्मार्ट सिटी हांगा थंय 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 सगळें कितें आसा, कशें आसा रे, कशें आसा म्हाका उलोवनी. पळय डिबेटीचे बेसीक एटिकेट आसता. डिबेटीचे बेसीक एटिकेट आसता.
यतीश बाब,
अशें करप, एका सिनियर मनशान अशें करप.
ओके, तुलियो बाब,
म्हाका कळना. एक सिनियर
यतीश बाब,
खूप डिबेटी केल्या हांगा.
यतीश बाब, कित्याक तुका इतली दिसता की तुमकां दिसता की ताणी कांयच पॉझिटिव्ह सजेशन दिला
हांव
म्हणून?
कित्याक म्हणटा,
हय.
जेन्ना तुका
At least speak on the
let me
tourism-
talk
tourism
यार,
master
let
plan
me
आणि
talk,
tourism
let me
policy
talk
तुमची
यार,
खंय
let me
पावल्या?
talk.
ओके.
तुका
फुडें पावल्या
पळय,
काय फाटीं
अशी-
गेल्या?
बरं,
कितें रे बाबा
या,
हे?
ओके ओके
हे
ओके.
कितें?
यतीश बाब,
अरे
फायनल
तुका-
म्हाका इतलेंच सांग,
तुका-
इज द रायट
पळय.
मेसेजिंग गोईंग आउट?
तुका डिबेटीचेर टाइम मेळटा पळय, तेन्ना तुज्या टायमार
बरें, बरें,
दुसऱ्यांच्या
बरें.
टायमार डिबेटीची
बरें,
एटिकेट नाही.
तुलियो बाब,
दुसरी गोष्ट
म्हाका
सांगता,
सांग.
दुसरी गोष्ट सांगता
हय.
तुका हांव, की हांव फक्त एकूच सांगन,
हय.
ताच्या अख्ख्या
ओके.
हातून एक कितें पॉझिटिव्ह उलयला दाखय म्हाका.
बरें, हांव
फक्त
इतल्याचेर
गोंय कशें बरें न्हय.
टायम कंप्लिटली सोंपला. हांव इतल्याचेर सांगता, म्हाका दिसता सगळी तिगूय जाण न्ही, चारूय जाण आमी जे हांगा आसात तांची एकूच अपेक्षा आसतली की गोंयची बरी जावचें. आनी एक दुसरी गजाल की जेन्ना एका इंडस्ट्रीचेर आमची अर्थवेवस्था आसता आनी समजा ताचेर एक कोऑर्डिनेटेड अटॅक जालो अशी सुद्दां धरया, जाल्यार त्या अटॅका भितर जे आमचे विकनेसीस आसात तेच कोण तरी एक्सप्लॉयट करपाचो प्रयत्न करतलो. ते विकनेसीसाचे आमी कशी ओवरकम करतात ताजेरच हो जो अटॅक जाता ताजो आउटकम अवलंबून आसतलो. जशें जॅक बाबान सांगलें, ज्यो पॉझिटिव्ह गजाली आसात त्यो सांगत रावपाक जाय, जें चुकता तें सारकें जायत रावपाक जाय. जाल्यारच हे हल्ले आज असलो जाला, फाल्यां आनी कसलो तरी जातलो, ते आमी परतुवपाक शकतले. हांव इतल्याचेर थांबतां. यतीश बाब, जॅक बाब, तुलियो बाब, थँक्स अ लॉट फॉर पार्टिसिपेटींग. पळयत रावात प्रुडंट. नमस्कार.